What's up? Nobody's watching right now, but that's cool. You'll be able to watch us later. My name is Logan. This is Emily. I'm sorry.
Good start, Logan.
It's not Emily.
I can
It's
be Emily.
Aaron Overby. I've been brought in as his translator, and soon you'll realize why. I brought him in because he's a lot smarter than me. He's a success coach over at the West Club, personal trainer, NASM, certified National Academy of Sports Medicine, corrective exercise specialist. You anything else? Those are the two big ones, right? Just
No,
a pretty
really.
darn smart guy.
Live and earn.
Yeah, little un poquito nerdo. All right. So I wanted to answer your questions kind of like in real time. First, we always have to specify more than one way to skin a cat. Our answers aren't always going to be 100% the definitive be-all, end-all. They're good guides. So I always encourage people to do your own research, ask a lot of questions, and eventually you'll find what works best for you.
Mhm.
So we'll just start with the first one. This is actually maybe my favorite question. It's Christine. No, sorry, Kelly. What's up, Kelly? What's up, Pikachu? I said hi. You know what I'm talking about. Kelly, should I eat back some of my exercise calories on a big expenditure day? Obviously, we can't go beyond our scope and make caloric recommendations for you. I'll share my thoughts on this is, yeah, a little bit. You want to eat a little more. You're going to be moving a little bit more. We want you to maintain energy. We want you to be able to recover and repair. Remember, if you don't have anything feeding the reparation of those muscles, you won't build muscle. You could potentially lose muscle. So eating a little bit more on days you work out, especially on those more intense days, is generally a good call, as long as they're coming from good calories, quality carbohydrates. You know, we talk about whole grains, and lean protein sources. And that can be in the form of a protein shake. Honestly, I think the easiest answer for me is a little bit of a plug on our stuff, but like just eat what you normally do and then throw a good protein shake at the end that has a nice balanced mix of carbohydrates and protein. Yeah. We saw one here that's pretty good pre-post. A little higher in the carbohydrates, but if you do one scoop instead of two, I think that's a good way to start. And it's designed to help repair muscles. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd love to expand on that a little bit. I kind of have two different answers. So,
Hey, Kathy.
I think that if your primary goal is performance, then that's a yes. You know, I think that having a little bit more of a buffer around your workout time is going to propel you in terms of performance, which is going to pay out dividends as far as building muscle and things like that goes. I think if, you know, maybe you're trying to lose a little bit more weight, then maybe, you know, you kind of have to tiptoe there. So you need to make sure that you're eating enough to support your level of activity, while at the same time eating less. I mean, if your primary goal is lose weight. So I think that if you kept it consistent, but we're still getting enough to support your energy needs for that day, I think that you could hold the calories constant. But if your goal was to really excel during that workout, I would advise the people that I work with to eat a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the goal is really important too. I mean, weight loss is important for a lot of us, not everybody. In order to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit.
Correct.
So you don't want to counteract that caloric deficit because you're moving more, right? So you're burning more, but you don't want to offset that by eating more necessarily. But I think if they're quality calories, then at the very least, even if you're still in a little bit of caloric deficit, it can go a long way in sparing muscle, which is very important when we are burning calories, right? 50 calories is burned by every pound of muscle you have at rest. So we don't want to be in too big of a caloric deficit. We don't want to be in too big of an energy deficit, because that's when muscle wasting can occur. That's when we can lose muscle. Metabolism slows down, and then we get into some squirrely areas. So long of the short, it depends kind of, but go by feel. If you're feeling really, really sluggish, if you're feeling really, really, really weak, those are good signs that you're probably not eating enough. So again, we can't give you specific caloric recommendations, but just go by feel. And, you know, again, if they're coming from good, clean calories, clean carbohydrates, clean proteins, clean fats, the chance of them being stored as fat, a little bit less, right? You put them to good use from the workout that you've done. Anything else to say on that, Aaron?
No, I think we pretty much wrapped it up.
Cool. Jackie! A lot of people are watching. What's up?
Hey, Jim.
Jackie. Hey, Jim. And Ray and Kathy. And I think I saw Jackie on there earlier. Logging nutrition. I like Aaron's answer. I don't think anybody will ever do it because Aaron's crazy. But I like Aaron's answer. When is the best time to log your nutrition? So Aaron, go.
I think the best time to log it is the time you're going to stay consistent with.
Oh, you stole my answer.
Oh,
You get like, I do it a week ahead of time. Nobody's going to do that, Aaron.
No. I think that's the best. I'm going to give you my approach,
Okay.
what I've seen a lot of experience with, and what I feel works for me, and what I recommend to a lot of people that I work with. It's logging it preemptively. So if you can log it before it happens, I feel that adds an extra layer of adherence to keep you from deviating from that. You know, if you do it the day before or even the entire week before, you know, repetition is going to, you know, make sure that you stay consistent. So if you can do that ahead of time, as opposed to, I find that's a little bit easier for myself rather than doing it on the fly or backtracking for the whole day. If you can sit down the day before, or even better yet, the week before, and plan out your entire week, not only do you have to log your food less often because you already know exactly how much you're going to be eating for that given day, it kind of gives you a little bit laterality. You know, if we want to segue back to our previous question, you know, if you already know how many calories you're going to be eating, but you know you were a little bit more active for that day, just increase your portion size.
Yeah.
Very slightly.
Yeah, and it's easy to adjust.
Absolutely.
What he said originally is my answer, right? Whatever you can best adhere to. But he said something really important earlier too. The more you do it, the more repetitions you build, the easier it becomes, the more likely you are to continue to do it. So yes, I think before is ideal, whether that's the day before, whether you treat it like meal prep, right? And as you're preparing your meals, you log your nutrition for the week. I think that's easy. It takes a lot of thinking out of it. But as long as you get it done is most important. Now, if you find that you're overeating and going back and logging your shame, then I would highly recommend doing it before.
One final thing that I kind of want to expand on real quick. If you log it preemptively, you get better insight as to your macronutrient breakdown for that day. You know, if you're at the end of the day and you're like, I was a little short on protein, I was a little over on carbs, you might find that happening if you log it the day of. If you log it beforehand, you can be much more intuitive as to making sure you're getting enough protein for that day. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jackie, to answer your question, whenever you find you can actually do it, as long as you do it. If you're overeating and you're logging afterwards, and that doesn't seem to be the best way to do it for you, then try to log before. Yeah. Someone like me, I do it like after I eat dinner. I'm like, I'm just gonna do this real quick. You can go take a look. I find it easy. I know me during the week especially, I'm not gonna really go astray. And it's usually pretty easy because my breakfast and my lunch are the same day in, day out. Yep. So yeah, it matters if it matters to you. Just do it, right? That's the most important thing. Christine. Oh, this is a triggery one. I like this question. This is a hard one, Christine, to answer. You're basically working out 4 days in a row, okay, which is good. I want to encourage that. Taking a day break on Friday, and then you're working out again on Saturday. Is it overtraining? Yes and no. Can be, absolutely. You know, the workouts you're doing are all designed to work your total body. Right? In order to repair and recover, you need to rest. So if you're working out 4 days, the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, you're not probably getting the rest that you need, especially if you're working out at higher intensities.
Yeah, I would agree. I think for any given muscle group, it's going to take at least 24 hours to completely recover. I'm not going to say that it's maybe to your detriment, but I don't know if it's exactly to your benefit. You know, keep in mind, your resistance training, your physical activity, it sets the stage for growth. You know, what ultimately determines whether you are going to benefit from that or not is what you're going to do outside of the gym, you know, in terms of your recovery. So if you never have a day to recover, you know, that can be kind of difficult, and that can result in some overtraining. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go to the gym as much as you want and do genuine, meaningful work, whether that's mobility, whether that's a little bit of a recovery stimulus in the form of cardio or anything like that. I think those can be very powerful tools, but I think that hitting it every muscle group pretty hard multiple days in a row might not be the most effective long-term model for growth.
It's not ideal. I don't want to discourage, like you're saying, going into the gym and utilizing. So there are ways to do what you're doing and do it a little safer. You know, every other day work out intensely. Yeah. If you're coming in and doing group, just understand, let's say Monday, Wednesday, you're doing dynamic. When you come in for Fierce on Tuesday, go through the motions. Go a little bit lighter, get a sweat,
for sure.
But don't try to max it out or flip it, right? Yeah. Tuesday, Thursday, work out intensely. Monday, Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday. That's like the third time Brett's done that. I'm just gonna walk in the door. I'm not gonna knock. I'm just gonna walk in. Sorry, guys. He's so cute. Monday, Wednesday, take it a little easier. So it doesn't mean you can't do what you're doing. Just make sure that you're not trying to do full blown high intensity workouts 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
You got that Friday, so Saturday go for it. Whatever you decide to do Monday through Thursday, just be careful. And like I said with the calorie thing, a lot of it's just going by feel. Everybody's going to be a little bit different in what they respond to.
Your ability to recover might be superb. You might be getting a lot of good quality sleep. Your stress levels might be very low. I mean, you might have better ability to recover than others. But I think that. Having a day off every once in a while doesn't hurt. And even on those days off, like I said, if you want to prioritize mobility or maybe do some accessory work, maybe some muscle groups that you think might have gotten hit enough over the course of the week, maybe like arms, abs, something that I think we don't do a lot of direct work for, maybe in fierce or dynamic. I think that there's definitely room for that if you're looking to do something extra.
Absolutely. And take advantage of everything Fit Club has to offer.
Absolutely.
Too. I mean, I'm a big Zumba fan. I'll throw that out all the time. I mean, you can do that. I know I'm getting made fun of. Emily said what she did the other day was easier than Zumba. I disagree, but you can utilize those programs: yoga, Zumba, Pilates, Team Gravity. You can utilize those others that aren't going to be as high intensity. Will be fun. And still run as a structured group. So branch out a little bit too. If you've been doing the same thing over and over and over, it's okay to experiment. Hopefully that answers your question, Christine. Barb Charles, I'm just gonna give you an easier answer, Barb. Just drink more water. Okay, yeah. How much water should actually realistically be drinking with intensive training? Just 8 glasses? More. What's 8 glasses? 8 32-ounce glasses? I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Right. You want more than 64 ounces. I mean, you probably have a better answer than me. I'm going to say, shooting closer to that gallon is best for everybody who's even remotely active.
Think about half your body weight in ounces is kind of, what we shoot for the active individual. Everybody knows the recommended daily amount. That's,
64.
Yeah, 64 ounces of water. We try to shoot for. On your in-body, one thing that I always like to convey to people is a benchmark for everybody that I work with that I like to see them work towards is about 50% of their total body weight coming from water. I think that half your body weight in ounces of water is a pretty good place to set the goal. Settle for 64 ounces, but shoot for around there.
Yeah, don't settle for 64 ounces. Drink more, bro. Yeah, I know, and it can be hard. It can absolutely.
Yeah,
be
I'm
hard.
not that thirsty.
But it's practice though. It really is. It's kind of like drinking beer. When you first start drinking beer, you don't. I'm sorry to use this as an analogy. When you first start drinking beer, nobody likes beer at the beginning, but you champ it out for like 100. Oh, beer's pretty good, right? Yeah. Water's kind of the same way. You might not like it at the beginning, and I remember I didn't, but. After just forcing myself to drink. However, I think if you're a 200-pound individual and you're active, 100 ounces of water is completely reasonable. Forcing yourself to drink it, eventually you'll start just like right now. I haven't had a sip and I'm parched, but I'm very hydrated. Drank a lot of water today, but it just becomes something you begin to crave and need. It's practice, like everything else, like logging your nutrition, eating cleaner, working out consistently. It's practice. We're trying to develop habits, right? So more, Barb, for you, shoot for, if you're getting 8 ounces a day, start off by shooting for 9. Or 8 glasses a day, start off shooting 9. Small steps, right? Small steps. And then just build until you finally get to where you want to be. What is normal? This is Maria. Normal after workout soreness, and what may be a concern. I did Fierce Wednesday. Had to do a lot of jump roping, which is this. I'm bringing this up, because your calves are so sore. I promise you. Which I haven't done in like 30. How old are you, Maria? You haven't done 30 years, and calves are still achy. And this was yesterday, so she hopefully did the workout yesterday at noon.
It's Thursday.
What's today? Friday? Thursday?
Yeah. Oh,
I taught that. You weren't there, so never mind. Not to call you out. You just weren't. No, you weren't. I'm sorry, Maria. But hopefully your calves are feeling a little bit better.
I don't know about you, but calves are actually one of those muscle groups that I feel can be sore for a week.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Rules of thumb for me in soreness, and generally when people say something hurts, what do you mean it hurts? Is it sharp, stabbing, hot? if it's one of those things, bad, right? I move you over to recommend a medical professional at that point.
Yeah.
And of course, stop doing what you're doing. If it hurts, don't do it. It's just a little achy. Okay, is the joint achy? Because that might be something, right? That could be arthritis. That might be you just moved incorrectly a little bit. Is the muscle achy? Okay, well, I mean, muscles ache, muscles get sore. I mean, that's part of it, right? We break the muscle down to build the muscle up, and soreness is a direct result of that. So,
Yeah, soreness is a good indicator for growth, but at the same time, you don't have to get sore to benefit from that exercise. You can still grow and not get sore, but soreness is a good indicator that, genuine quality work was done, and you can expect to grow from that.
The only thing I'll put here too, if it's affecting your life outside of the gym, it's too sore. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having a hard time getting in and out of my car. Like, that was a hard workout. Good job, Logan. But like, I don't expect other people to be so sadistic, right? Or is it masochistic? Which one is it? He's like, I'm not answering that, Logan. I don't mind. All right. Masochistic. I think I'm gonna go with this. I think sadistic is when I'm training them to be sore. Masochistic is when I'm working out myself to be sore. I like that. I geek out on it. But again, if it's joints, absolutely, there's something going on that we need to, at the very, 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 very least, rest a little bit. If it's muscular, if it's not sharp, if it's not stabbing, if it's not hot, right, we're generally okay. It's just a little bit of rest and
swelling,
recognize
bruising.
Swelling, yeah, absolutely. Bruising is always a bad sign. Swelling is always a bad sign. Unless your muscle's just getting bigger, then good job.
Yeah.
Anything else to say on that, Aaron?
No, not necessarily.
Good job on getting sore, but be reasonable with yourself. And it's okay to let your trainer know. That's our job. This is sore. If I know you really well, I might give you a sarcastic answer, Christine and Jackie.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry. For most of you, especially if you're newer to this, we're going to be reasonable. We'll modify things.
Well, I think another thing that we might want to talk about is, what you can do to, not be sore. The worst thing that you can do when you're sore.
Not work out.
Yeah, not work out. Not working out is not the answer. The last thing you want to do when you are sore is remain sedentary. The more blood you can keep flowing, the faster you will recover. The more you can stay hydrated. The more you can prioritize, nutrition. Like I said, mobility work, stretching can do wonders as far as temporarily relieving muscle soreness. Not like it's kind of a band-aid over a bullet wound. It'll likely come back, but I mean it will speed up the process.
Absolutely, and educate yourself on mobility and stretching too. If you want, I can post a link here to some very beneficial information when it comes to stretching. Some good resources. I think you've got the book over. Do you have Suppleopard over there? You just bought that for Tammy Day. There's some good books out there. There's some great YouTube pages out there. Stretching is an art form.
There's the corrective exercise book up there.
There's that. Stretching is an art form.
It's a skill.
And there's a lot of things to it, like everything else. But if you have something specific to, throw it on this page. And if it's within our scope, we'll give you some recommendations. That's easy enough to do. So week 1 is done tomorrow. Good job, everybody. I'd like to do something like this once a week. Bringing in Aaron, bringing in Kathy, bringing in Emily, bringing in other trainers. Just to doing a Q&A to answer. So thanks for watching. Thanks for continuing on, being supportive. If we didn't answer something and you still want it answered, comment below, ask the question, and I'll answer it, Aaron will answer it, or we'll get somebody smarter than us to answer it. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.